we want to solve the equation 4k plus 7.7 equals 12.1. Because 4k means 4 times k, the solution to the equation is the value of k that makes 4 times k plus 7.7 equal to 12.1. In order to solve the equation for k, we need to isolate k on one side of the equation, and because k is on the left side of the equation, our solution will be in the form k equals some value, again, that makes the expression on the left equal to 12.1. And we'll take a look at two methods for solving this equation, one in which we'll work with the decimals in the equation, and a second method where we'll begin by clearing the decimals from the equation. Looking at the left side of the equation, in order to isolate k, we need to undo this multiplication as well as this addition. Because of this, this is often called a two-step equation. In order to solve a two-step equation, the first step is to undo the addition or subtraction, and the second step is to undo the multiplication or division. So again, looking at our equation on the left side, we need to begin by undoing plus 7.7 by performing the opposite or inverse operation on both sides of the equation. And therefore, to undo plus 7.7, we will subtract 7.7 on both sides of the equation. Simplifying, the minus 7.7 undoes the plus 7.7, or 7.7 minus 7.7 is 0, so these two terms simplify out, leaving us with just 4k on the left side. So we have 4k equals, now we need to find the difference on the right, so we'll move the decimal point down to the difference, begin subtracting. We need to perform an exchange here. We'll change the 2 to a 1, and now we have 11 tenths. 11 minus 7 is 4, and 11 minus 7 again is 4. So now we have 4k equals 4.4, or 4 times k equals 4.4. So the second step is to undo this multiplication. In order to undo multiplying by 4, we'll perform the opposite or inverse operation, which means now we will divide both sides of the equation by 4. On the left, dividing by 4 undoes multiplying by 4, so the left side simplifies to just k, or we can think of this as 4 divided by 4, which equals 1, and 1 times k is k. So our solution is equal to this quotient. Let's find the quotient on the side. We have 4.4 divided by 4. The divisor is already a whole number, so we can divide in this form. So we move the decimal point up into the quotient and divide like we normally do. So we first determine how many 4s are in 4. There's 1 4 and 4. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract. Difference is 0. Bring down the next digit. Again, there's 1 4 and 4. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract. Because the difference is 0, we know the quotient is 1.1. So k equals 1.1 is the solution to our equation. And typically, if the equation has decimals in it, we should give the solution in decimal form, which we do have here. So this is one method to solve this equation. A second method would be to clear the decimals from the equation before solving. So let's also show this method. Beginning with the original equation, we have 4k plus 7.7 equals 12.1. Because we have at most one decimal place, we can clear the decimals by multiplying both sides of the equation by 10. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll multiply the left side by 10 and the right side by 10. And let's go ahead and show each product. We would have 10 times 4k plus 10 times 7.7 equals 10 times 12.1. So here we have 10 times 4k, that's 40k, plus 10 times 7.7 is 77. Notice how by multiplying by 10, we eliminated the decimal, and 10 times 12.1 is 121. Notice now the equation does not contain any decimals, and the solution to this equation will be the same as the solution to the original equation. So just as before, the first step is to undo the addition. To undo plus 77, we subtract 77 on both sides of the equation. Simplifying, the minus 77 undoes the plus 77, or 77 minus 77 is 0. So we have 40k equals, on the right side, we need to subtract. 11 minus 7 is 4. 11 minus 7 is 4. The difference is 44. Second step, undo the multiplication. To undo multiplying by 40, we divide both sides by 40. Simplifying. Dividing by 40 undoes multiplying by 40, or 40 divided by 40 is equal to 1. 1 times k is k. Equals, on the right side, we have the fraction 44/40ths. If we do express the solution as a fraction, we need the fraction to be in simplest form. The greatest common factor between 44 and 40 is 4. So to simplify, we divide the numerator and denominator by 4. 44 divided by 4 is 11. 40 divided by 4 is 10. So as a fraction, the solution is k equals 11/10, which equals 1 1/10, as the decimal is 1.1. So of course we get the same solution using either method. But before we go, let's check our solution by substituting 1.1 for k into the original equation to make sure it satisfies the equation. Performing this substitution, we would have 4 times 1.1 plus 7.7 equals 12.1. Let's evaluate the left side on the calculator. Notice how 4 times 1.1 plus 7.7 is 12.1, verifying our solution is correct. The left side equals 12.1, the right side equals 12.1, and because this is true, our solution is correct. I hope you found this helpful.